Let me tell you, I'm in good form.
That's really loud.
Oh, well, I got a microphone.
So you will listen to everything I have to say.
Here, you have Psalm 92 in the New King James Version. And I'll have Psalm 92 in the TPT
This one?
version, which is the Passion Translation. TPT.
Translation. TPT.
Yeah, that's right. So, we called this one, An Attitude of Gratitude Brings Home the Brisket. Is that what we called it? Brings the brisket home?
No, brings home the brisket.
Brings home the brisket. Does that have a better flow to it?
I believe so.
Anyway, irrelevant. Let's hit it.
Totally relevant. What, verse 1?
Yeah, one and one only.
It is good to give thanks to the Lord and sing praises to your name, O Most High.
Go again. 1A only.
It is good to give thanks to the Lord.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay. Shivers.
That's all. That's all we have to say.
It is good.
It is good to give thanks to the Lord.
Right.
Story?
Oh, my story.
Yes.
I gave thanks this week. I was not wanting to give thanks this week. One morning when my humanity had taken over. Sorry, everybody. It happens. So, bless my family. I was frustrated with everybody and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take a breather. Excuse me, everybody. Just for a minute. And then
I had to guard the shower so no little
it's true.
1-year-olds would...
I'm like, they sense it. It's like an alarm
They sense
goes
weakness.
It's like,
Toddlers sense weakness.
I'm like, okay, everyone's happily playing. No one will even notice me. Slip out of the room. I slip out of the room. 10 seconds, it don't even matter. They're like, Mommy, she's in the shower. Ding, 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 ding. Let me in. Oh my gosh, why are you showering? So
anyway, I did guard the shower door effectively. I don't know how I did it.
I don't know
it
why
was
you
pretty
don't
rough.
do that every day. Anyway, thankful for this man right here. And I went into the shower and I was like...
So how were you feeling before you went into the shower?
Like this. I was like, just everybody knock it off. And like...
Happy?
No, I was very unhappy. And it was gearing up to be like this time where I was like, right, that is it. Everyone's going to get it.
I was like running for cover. When she got out of the shower, I was like,
I'm out
run.
of here.
Kids, she's out. Run. I was like, I was going to throw myself in front of the kids. No.
It was not that bad.
No, it was not that bad. Sorry. But
anyway, I went to the shower and in the shower, I'm like about to like, and like vent out all of these frustrations and let my mouth run bad. And just like this little check in my spirit, like, maybe don't do that. And I'm like, okay. And so I know the principle, you be thankful. You turn it around and I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm in the shower and I'm like, thank you, God, for my family and and started like, it didn't even take that long. Like it just like that. I'm like, thank you. And then I just thought of Samuel, the oldest one, and was like, okay.
Did you mean it or was it through
No, as soon as
gritted teeth?
Initially it was gritted teeth like that. I was like, I don't want to talk about that. And then I was like, okay, and I forced myself to think about him. And then I was like, okay, let me think about all of his good qualities. And I just started verbally thanking God for all of his qualities, the amazing things that he has that I love about him, that God has gifted him with. And I was like, thank you for his creativity, for his kind heart, the way he loves his brothers and sisters and spends time with them. And I'm like, oh, and then
then you did Jeremy.
And then I did Jeremy, and I'm like, the way he makes me laugh, and he's so happy and sweet. And then I'm like, oh, and Donica and Evelyn, and then, I mean, Jessica, she's a baby. So, but I mean, yes, there's frustrations, but so thankful for all of them. And it's like I melted.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then I'm like, oh, wow, and like this weight lifted, and I'm praising God and thanking him after being so cranky.
She came out of the shower a different person.
And I
was
said
like,
sorry.
Kids, watch out. She's back.
I came out, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm fine now.
And
hey,
she
everybody.
was.
And
it was amazing.
I knew that I was, and it was like, I felt so like, it wasn't, like that wasn't where I had to force myself anything. It was rolling it on over to God and being like deliberately thankful and being like, okay, I will choose to be thankful.
Yeah.
And then going, God, I'm just going to give you all that. And it was like, okay, Lou, here's all my piece. And I was like, oh, yay.
It was like she's been baptized again because even her hair was wet. I thought, oh, you just had another baptism.
Yay.
Baptism of thankfulness.
Yeah.
It is good to give thanks for the
It was
to the
good.
Lord.
It felt good.
And
like initially, no, but yes, after.
Part A, there's two reasons. Part A, Lou just did, which it's good for you.
Yeah.
It is good for you. And then I'll do part B. It's good for you as well.
Yeah, but you had it earlier.
It's good for the in you.
Good for my soul.
And then it's good for the
benefits?
The benefits coming towards you.
Good.
So it's good for
your outer
circumstance and good for your inward self
inner man
being.
And the outer man. There you go.
Trying to explain.
Hey, Jillian.
Hey, Jillian. I'll hit the wave.
Good English talking.
Yeah, good English.
Oh, maybe don't.
Why? Yeah, but the outward one is, what we give thanks for multiplies.
Right.
And what we grumble about diminishes or you can become disqualified for. So,
Examples.
outward example is Jesus when he was confronted with the difficult problem of trying to feed 5,000 men. Hey, Dylan. Hey, Dave. 5,000 men, trying to feed them with
their
2
wives
fish
and
and
kids.
5 loaves of bread. That's right. And, he actually looked up to heaven and gave thanks.
Yeah.
Rather than grumbled, and that's when the multiplication of those things happen. So there you go. There's a biblical example. And then I'll give you an example from my life. Is once upon a time I was at a wedding. It was a great wedding.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, I was there with Lou.
That actually happened.
Yeah, and who knows? We'll keep it anonymous, because I don't want this to get out.
Yeah,
Thank you. Anyway, when I was going up to get served,
we were last.
Yeah, we were last actually. We were like dead last.
The MC was like, "Hey everybody, look at the last couple to get their food."
That's right. Yeah, we're like, what?
Because there were a lot of people.
What's the problem? Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Anyway,
the waitress, I suppose, cook,
server,
chef, person said, "Listen, this brisket is phenomenal. You are going to love this brisket." I'm just like, okay, great. Yeah, please give me some brisket. Thanks.
I love brisket.
Yeah. So anyway, I took my plate back and tried the brisket and it was
it was ridiculous.
Unreal.
The whole way through the thing, you're just talking about how good the brisket is. I'm like, just shut up and eat your food.
Yeah, right.
My goodness.
So anyway,
it was good.
But the point is, I didn't just go, wow, that was amazing. Woohoo. I went back to give thanks. It is good to give thanks. It is good for the outward circumstance, good for the inward soul, good for the outward circumstance.
Okay.
Because then the chef, server extraordinaire, she's like, oh, thank you so much for saying that you like it so much. And I'm like, yeah, you were right. This brisket has changed my life. I started talking it up more than she did. She was talking it up big. She's like, oh, it's been smoked for this many hours. It's had this spice, and it's incredible. It's going to be the best brisket you will ever have. And I'm like, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Better than it was, right?
And then I'm like, this brisket is, scary good. It's
scary good. What can you compare it to?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Until I get to heaven.
Like rainbows.
No, it was good, let me tell you. And so I went back and said, you were right. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much for that. And she's like, oh, you liked it so much? Thanks for coming back and saying thanks. And wrapped up a massive portion. She's like, we actually have left over if you'd like some.
Like all the
and
leftovers?
just heaped brisket upon brisket, so much that we were inviting people over to our house.
That's true, we did that.
Yeah, I know.
We got so much brisket.
Yeah, come over. And we were serving out this brisket, and they're like, yeah, this is good. They didn't appreciate it to the level of how good it was.
So we didn't give them any more.
I suspect perhaps their tastes were not mature enough. We should have... Anyway, doesn't matter about that. I loved it. And hence the title, An Attitude of Gratitude Brings the Brisket Home.
It always brings home the brisket.
Brings home the... Hashtag bring the brisket home. Let's get it trending on Twitter.
Okay.
No, maybe not.
It did.
But
you got the brisket. And that's not why you gave thanks, but she was like, oh,
yeah, I didn't...
Let me give to you.
It was genuine. I didn't like, ha ha ha. This is how I'm going to get more brisket. Yeah, right. Good luck doing that. But it is good for you, for your... How do you explain? For your inward self when you give thanks, and it is good for your circumstantial self.
Oh, that chair pinched me.
When you give thanks. Oh, right.
Sorry about that.
Can't see that.
It's very unprofessional. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. All right. Love you all. Dylan, Thelma, hello, goodbye. Danica, hello, goodbye. And I'll wave goodbye to you all. Lisa and Dave Malloy, I'll give you a wave as well. But hashtag, who hashtagged that? Champion. Bring the brisket home. You're bringing the brisket home. Tell you what. Bringing that little baby home, Dylan, that's something to be thankful for, hey?
That's who you're talking to. I know who you're talking to now.
Yeah, it's so good. We just couldn't... We couldn't what? 5 babies later, I was going to say couldn't, wouldn't. Can't stop, won't stop with the kids. No, but...
That's like,
kids
I'm not
going
to continue to give thanks to my kids. I don't want them to multiply anymore.
Kids are a blessing. Yeah, that's right. Be careful.
Oh, dear. All right.
Love you all. See you later.